Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi the Light Seer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment, and let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business. Good morning, 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 good morning. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome, 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 welcome to Pisces Tarot. I am your host. I am Mimi the Light Seer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we're about to get into somebody's business. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are working on a graveyard shift. Good evening to all of my international family. Hey to all of my folks behind the scenes watching on TikTok. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and put a star in the sky, or the chat. That is, put your name on a star in the sky. And then if you are a returning friend, go ahead and put a fish in the chat. We love to welcome our new and returning guests appropriately. Today's agenda, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I was trying to stay on script, right? The reason why I asked you to put a star in the chat is because as a believer of the Bible, whether or not you are or not, that's your business. But for me, one of the most beautiful things that I've read in the Bible is, hey, BB, welcome back, is that God knows all of the stars by name. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And so I asked you guys to do that. Hey, Rocky, welcome. I asked you guys to write the star in a chat because I want that to be your reminder that you are accounted for, you are loved, you are somebody special. I mean, when we look up at the stars in the sky, we just see dots in the sky. And we see that some of them shine brighter than others. And some of them have a little bit of color. Some of them twinkle a little bit. Some of them look dull and bland. And regardless to how they show up, they still exist. And that's my reminder to you, to let you know that you are special and you are loved and you have a purpose. Even if somebody else sees you in a different perspective, I want you to still see yourself as somebody of being of purpose and stature, okay? So that's why I asked y'all to put a star in the chat. I also asked for you guys to put a star in the chat because it's astrology and tarot that we're talking about. But for the main reason, I want you to know that you are loved and you are cared for and you are seen and you are valued. So that's my way of welcoming you to our space. Now, today's agenda consists of a brief meditation and sound bowl cleanse, followed by a divine download and earworm energy reading, which I will get into that here with these cards, okay? And then I will verify everything that I told you leading up to that moment with the tarot reading and close out with some final thoughts. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all this morning with full honesty and full disclosure. The earworm is from an artist that we had yesterday, and I was trying to fight it. But it did, when I went back and read the lyrics, it did coincide with what I was processing this morning with my download. So I want to get into that here in a few. But before we get started, let's just take a minute to ground ourselves and to position ourselves into a place of receiving. whatever it is that you want to receive. Okay, I always give the description of money because I feel like everybody at this point, eggs is $10 a carton. You need some money. Okay, so for me, I say think about the smell of money. So I want you to inhale whatever it is that you want, hold it for 4, release the opposite of what you want. So if you want to feel more love today, I want you to embrace and breathe in into your heart the feeling of love. What does love feel like for you? And then release when you exhale the feeling of being alone, the feeling of rejection, whatever that is, the opposite is for you, right? I want you to put that exactly, Ty. Ty says on TikTok, astrology and God go hand in hand. People don't know that, and people don't believe that, but that is biblical. But anyway, I want you guys to inhale whatever it is that you want, hold it into your heart, feel it within your heart chakra, okay? And then release the opposite thereof. All right, we're gonna do that 3 times. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Ooh, it always feels so good to me. All right, here we go. Sound bowl cleanse. Here we go, folks. Ready? Let's go. Yes. Yes, let's cleanse this energy. Whew. I don't know about you, but I just gotta chill. Okay, I just gotta chill. Listen, baby, listen. Whew. If y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to go ahead and find those hand clapping emojis. We are about to get into an interactive experience. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil up in here, y'all. So if y'all ready to get into it, I need y'all to find those hand clapping emojis and drop them in the chat. And let's get ready to go, shall we? So every day before I start to do a reading, I always take the time to reflect upon the immediate energies that Spirit is sharing with me, because I know that it has something to do with something, okay? It has something to do with something. So literally when I woke up about 2:30, I heard the music, this beats in my head, and I recognized it right away because yesterday I believe we maybe listened to like a snippet of the song yesterday, but it wasn't something that we really got into yesterday. And then my mind started to wander towards, my immediate feelings and emotions, and I just started giving gratitude to God and things like that, and talking to God about whatever it was, the communication, the funnel that was starting to ensue, right? And interestingly enough, I was getting 2 things. Not only was I getting the song, but I was also getting that this is the time for us to have to be still. And I don't like when we simply say, be still, right? Because the energy right now is super chaotic. The energy is very volatile. When I looked at the planet alignment for yesterday, we had super thick air energy going on. Of course, the sun is in Aquarius, but then the moon is in Gemini. And it was a whole lot of Gemini and Aquarian energy going on, which means there's a lot of thoughts going on. There's a lot of communication. There's a lot of strategy going on. There is a lot of collective energy going on, right? But then when we also think about what Gemini represents, this is like an increase in knowledge, okay? And so for me, I was trying to understand, like, how does this particularly apply to this song, right? And what I was gathering from this is that, and if you a guppy and you've been here all week, you know that we've been talking a lot about the necessity to heal, right? The necessity to heal, the necessity to process and own your stuff. And many people try to mitigate healing for various reasons. Either it's a lack of awareness, self-awareness, it's a lack of know-how, it's a lack of intentionality on being your best self. I mean, it's a lot of reasons why people refuse to heal or refuse to do the work. And at its simplest of forms, the reason why people refuse to do the work is because it's painful. You have to be honest with yourself enough to look deep within you and name your feelings, name your emotions, name or identify why you feel the way that you feel. And not all the time is it going to be well received from others, because that puts accountability on them. It is your responsibility to acknowledge how you feel in order for you to establish a healing routine, right? A healing regimen. But you're not accountable for what other people have done to you. You can only be accountable for yourself. And so when you think about it from that perspective, there is a huge difference between accountability and responsibility. And a lot of times we want other people to be held accountable, but we don't want to be responsible. You have to take responsibility for what you allow to happen to you as well, right? Because we only allow people to do what we allow them to do. And so I'm going to look that up because y'all know, I'm never going to fabricate a statement without providing some context, okay? So we're going to Google, what is the difference between accountability and responsibility, okay? Now, even though it is often interchangeable, which there is a distinct difference, okay? There is a distinct difference. Even though it is often interchangeable, okay? Accountability refers to accountability refers to being answerable for the outcomes or consequences of your actions, while responsibility means actively completing the assigned task or duties essentially. Accountability focuses on the results, while responsibility focuses on the execution of tasks themselves. Okay? Now, accountability entails your actions and their effects, which is why if someone else did that to you, that's why they have to be held accountable, because that is detailing their actions and the outcome of how it made you feel. That's the effect there. While the responsibility includes efficiently completing the task that your role requires. And your role is to heal, to let go. Don't take ownership and try to move on. Does that understand? Do you understand? Does that make sense what I'm saying to you? So, with that being said, we talked about the bag lady this week. We talked about packing light. We talked about understanding what wounds and trauma bonds and all that stuff is. We've talked about that. And as I was sitting here this week or this morning, just thinking about it, I hear this song playing in the background. And I struggled to connect the dots, if I'm being honest, because I didn't understand where the song had something to do with the message that I just shared with you. But during the pre-show, I pulled up the lyrics. So I'm going to give it to you anyway. This song is called Get to Know You, and it's by Maxwell. It came out in 2001. Grown folk music era. Okay? He said, and it's not a long song. He said, they be trying to bring you flowers. You prefer your roses blue. Others was trying to get in your trousers. I was just trying to get to know you. I was just trying to get with you, honest. That's why them boys be scared of you. You never let them get past pajamas. Oh, when you find the time, how can I get to know you? Okay? So he said, your name, number, gang, tell me anything. I got to get to know you. Your way, the words you probably say. When you want, I'll be here, baby. Longing to know you. Okay? Now, he also said, I know that you'll never see me. I know that I'm not your style. I know that you need me, but you do. But you do. What? But you do. You drive my dreams wild. Lady, I got to get to know you. So this is somebody like similar to yesterday, right? Similar to yesterday, how we were talking about somebody was anticipating getting to know you. But what I want to point out to you guys, more than anything, you can meet somebody new all you want to. But if you haven't done the work to heal your traumas, your baggage, go through the things that you've been holding on to, wearing as a badge of honor on your chest, if you haven't been doing that work, how can somebody bring romance into your life when you like blue flowers? You cold. It's nothing there. You know, everybody want to come around you, getting to know you, being all up on you, and you just like, ew. Who want that? And it's simplicity. We've all been in a good mood before, right? And then when you in a good mood and you vibing, guess what happens? Somebody come being a buzzkill. Don't that turn you off? So, be mindful to clean up your stuff, because you never know who you might be pushing off. Now, with that being said, if y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to find those drums. I need y'all to find those drums because I want to see what this has to do with anything, because I told you I struggle with picking it up and putting it together, but I know it has something to do with something. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, here we go. Find those drums and put those drums in the chat, and let's call it in. Let's go. All right, Spirit. We call you in to be with us. We call in the great white light, the big bright light, the angels, the heavenlies, the fifth dimension. Communicate in with us. Speak to us. Align us with our higher self. Give me clear and precise messaging that will resonate with those who are not only here, but those who will be watching this reading in the future. Protect the live, protect the energy. Just keep the integrity of everything here where it needs to be, but effective. We bind, block, and remove any demonic or satanic force from seeking to operate in this live and interfere and cause any sense of disruption. Amen, 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 amen. All right. Whew. Y'all, I just got like a cool a cool, very cool feeling. A fearful feeling, like an anxious feeling. If I'm not mistaken, that happened yesterday too, I believe. But I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly. I'm trying to fill out this energy. Okay. Anyway, the overall energy reading for today is feeling the world. Okay. So this is very similar to yesterday. Feeling the world. Feeling the world. Okay. Feeling the world. Somebody is trying to evaluate and assess what makes sense for them. And in doing so, they definitely are feeling like the grunt of the pressure of it. They could be an earth sign because we are talking about the earth's energy here. But it definitely feels like this person is trying to reflect and assess and to make a sound decision. But the pressure is there. The pressure is absolutely there. And it's that feeling of, I don't want to make the wrong decision here. Okay, I don't want to make the wrong decision. I want to be clear. And that was something that came up too in my meditation this morning that I admitted to share, was that there is a lot of confusing energy going on right now, and people need to be mindful that things are being done intentionally to keep you disempowered and confused. And that's why I started out this reading talking about being still, the necessity of being still, clearing your energy space from all this convoluted, complicated drama that is ensuing all around, all day long. You know, somebody made a TikTok video that was funny in jest, but it's not funny in spirit, right? And what I mean by that is they were mocking the government. And it's like, breaking news, this is happening. Breaking news, this is happening. And it was like every 2 minutes, it was like some breaking news and something was happening. And they were just talking about like how this is so draining for everybody, right? This is why it's important for you to be still and to have clarity, right? And to focus on you. Because if you keep focusing on all these things that's going on around you, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And that could be by design, okay? Pay attention to the energy that's around you. All right, now, the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey. What is the truth that we need to hear right now first? Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire into this physical reality. So this is your reminder, folks, that this is encouraging you to remember who you are. Remember who you are. Don't get caught up in the things that what life or the world is trying to tell you who you are. You are a limitless being. You can manifest whatever you desire into this physical reality. Okay? We are spiritual beings in a physical body. We have a soul. We are all here having a human experience. And this goes back to what I was telling you guys earlier in the insights piece about the astrology, right? When I looked at the planetary alignments and I spoke about everything being about the collective. Okay? People in the collective right now are going ham with reconstructing everything. People are challenging what you think you know, you really don't know. It is a weird energy right now. Like, I'm not even going to hold you. It is a weird energy right now. We have several planets that are in Aquarius right now. You have the moon in Gemini. You have several planets in Pisces right now. Like, let's be clear. There's a lot of things coming to a lot of things are being confronted right now. But keep in mind, the confrontation is for the betterment of all. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, what are the gods of the hidden realms having to say? What are the gods of the hidden realms having to say right now? Right now we have the sun, Mercury, and Pluto all in Aquarius. All in Aquarius. We have the moon, Jupiter, and Gemini. Okay? You have Saturn and Neptune, the North Node, Pisces. You understand? Like, it's an energy. It's a vibe right now. All right? Here we go. What are the hidden oracles? The hidden realms say. What do you guys say? What do you say to us this morning? Listen. Ooh, y'all, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. Listening to the ancestors. Listening to the ancestors. Inherited patterns, traditions, integrated wisdom versus knowledge. Listening to the ancestors. Now, what you probably didn't pick up on is that we got two cards that came out with the number 13 on it. Feeling the World came out with the number 13, listening to the ancestors. So you know what that means, y'all. We got to go find out what does that mean from an angel number perspective. And give me 1 second. The healing is necessary. The healing is necessary. 1313, clarity. I can't, y'all. If y'all don't water my hand and grease my palm this morning, if y'all know I'm in here talking with fire, even though I feel like I sound crazy to y'all, but y'all hear how everything is connected? If y'all listening to what I'm saying and y'all are following exactly what I'm saying, can you put some fire emojis down in the chat? This is about clarity. As the storm passes, the clarity is felt faster than lightning is seen against the dark sky. The divine is reminding you that clarity is readily available. All you have to do is ask. You have weathered the storm, and now the storm is clearing. And here it goes. This is your affirmation. Loving energy surrounds me, and I trust that clarity that I need is the answer that I need. I talked to y'all earlier in this reading. I spoke to y'all earlier in this reading about healing and clarifying energy. Okay, so this is what this is about. We're talking about you healing. You taking responsibility for where you are in your life, but you holding other people accountable for the bull that they dropped off at your doorstep. That's what this is about. Okay? Spirit, how is this showing up for us in our day-to-day lives? How is this showing up for us in our day-to-day lives? This is about you knowing who you are. Because who's going to want to come in your life when you over here just being cold and callous and disconnected, aloof? And I don't know if you a guppy or not, but my guppies know we've been talking a whole lot lately about new relationships coming your way. Y'all been picking up on that? People are starting to have new connections. New connections, serious connections. Now, let me ask y'all a serious question. And I'm going to see how many of y'all telling the truth. How many of y'all are open to a new relationship? If you are sincerely ready and open for a new relationship, can you put a white heart in the chat? If you are sincerely open and ready for a new relationship, can you put a white heart in the chat? Okay. Now, if you find yourself open, okay, open. If you find yourself being open, are you really truly ready to receive that love? If you're unsure, I want you to put a black heart in the chat. But if you're open, I want you to put a white heart in the chat. And if you feel like you're ready to receive that love, can you put a green heart in the chat? It's okay if you're unsure. You know why? Because that means you still working and growing through your healing. That's fine. You ain't on nobody's time. You on your own time. Right? So that's fine if you unsure. Okay. Now, inner strength. Listen. Baby. Inner strength. Y'all see this? For those of you who can't see this picture on TikTok, this girl is trying her best not to go ham. You can see that. Okay? You can see that. Healing, as I said earlier, is not a fun task. It's very daunting. Joshua said, if I do more healing, I might not like nobody. Hello. Listen, ain't nobody mad at you for that. When you start realizing with clarity how messed up the world is and how jacked up people can be, child, trust me, I understand. But I will tell y'all, with a shameless plug, this is where this book comes in into play. Okay, this is where the book comes into play, the Inner Worker Relationships. And I keep telling y'all, I'm not being compensated by Matt and Ash to promote this book, but when I tell you, it illuminates so much about people and their traumas and how their traumas can be triggering for you, and how when I tell you, like, that really helps you with understanding other people, then I think you will have like a grace for them. You know, I do believe that you will have a grace for them. All right, here we go. Spirit, what is our soul whisper? What is our soul whisper? If you want that book is Siri, wasn't nobody talking to you? Y'all, I swear. Apple owed me a whole lot of money for this. Y'all see that? Anyway, what is our soul whisper right now? What is our soul whisper right now? Unconditional. Unconditional. Okay, let's see what this is about. Unconditional. I knocked the card on the floor. Unconditional. You don't have to love someone because they're perfect. You love them in spite of the fact that they are not. This is from Jody Picot, which is interesting because we were talking about the healing and we're talking about recognizing that people are flawed. That's kind of, you know, let's be honest. You know, sometimes when I do what I do and I'm comfortable and confident in what I do, sometimes I do find those coincidences a little bit, you know. I do. Okay, now, humans often present themselves to the world wearing different masks. The way that you wish for people to perceive you dictates which of these masks you put on. Not only is it an exhausting process, but It also hinders your ability to show the world who you truly are. You may have been doing this as a means of self-protection or self-preservation, fearing judgment or ridicule. It is easy to look at others and to see their lives from the outside as a version of perfection without really knowing their experience behind closed doors. Know that it is safe to be the real you. The people in your life who really matter will always remain, and the ones who do not will simply fade away. Love yourself unconditionally and do not be afraid to let your inner light shine brighter than ever. So this is about love, perfection, acceptance, and being genuine. This is about overcoming imperfections, judgment, criticism, and fear. The sacred words for today is, here and now, I vow to love everything I am and everything I am to become. And this is about you dealing with your heart chakra. Okay, this is about you dealing with your heart chakra. All right? So when I've been talking about this energy, let me help bring it back in, because we've said a lot. On the outside, someone is appearing to be harder than what they really truly are on the outside. And on the inside, there needs to be a reckoning within you. There needs to be a healing within you. You need to align during this season of collective shifts in depths and awareness and subconscious. Like, you're being forced to reckon with your own stuff. Be responsible for what you have allowed to have happen in your life, but to put the accountability where it needs to be on those who helped create these nuances and complexities in your life. Do the work, do the healing, get the clarity. This is going to require your inner strength. Okay, this is going to require you to mature. Exactly. This is the root of shadow work. Exactly. This is about you doing the shadow work, which ain't cute. I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't cute, it ain't sexy. But then we keep talking about people meeting new talent. Okay, y'all trying to recruit new talent. But then y'all coming across as being cold and aloof and disconnected and disjointed and unavailable. Who want that? Right? So, let's go ahead and get into this, because I feel like I'm talking in word salad this morning, and I know that that's not it. It just, the energy, it seems very conflicted and very clashy, right? Clashy. I like that. Conflicted. All right. So here we go. Okay. Gold digger. They want your money. Somebody's being used, okay? Somebody is being used, or they're trying to use you, okay? Baby, you come around me digging for gold, child. You gonna come up with some rocks. Ain't nothing over here but some rocks, okay? Now, I just saw like a heart of stone. It's definitely a coldness here. Tiptoeing, avoiding getting caught, acting shady, sneaking around. All right, somebody is tiptoeing. Probably this gold digger. Maybe. I don't know. We want to see. What lies beneath all of this? Keeping a promise. Somebody's trying to keep a promise. This is getting a little bit more, you know. What is the true emotion here, Spirit? What is the true emotion here? Somebody's getting readings, okay? Trying to tap in using divination. Trying to have clarity, which, I mean, hey, y'all all here now, right? So this the person is definitely you now. All right, or a person is definitely you. When we look into the broken mirrors, what do we see? Conflict resolution, compromising, making amends, positive outcomes. So there will be some type of conflict resolution coming out of this, okay? Which is possibly why there is a keeping of the promise. Okay, let's continue to dig. Decisions, contemplation between two people or two paths to stay or to go. All right. So somebody got some things to think about. They're trying to make a decision, which is possibly why they're getting a reading. Okay. Trying to get some information here, trying to find something out. True crime here. Okay, somebody feels imprisoned. They feel like they stuck. And it could be that emotional imprisonment too, right? People make decisions to hold on to things that they should have let go of a long time ago. Okay, it's complicated. You got a mountain here with this 8 of Wands. There is a need to take immediate action. Okay, there is an immediate action here with this 8 of Clubs required. But I feel like somebody is kind of hesitant. It's going back to what I said about doing the work. They don't want to do the work, and it's coming across to other people as being cold, right? How can you meet somebody new and bring new love in your life if you're not willing to do the work to heal? You know, like seriously. I'm going to reshuffle these cards once I finish pulling, but I got an idea of where this is going. I really do. All right. What's blocking this relationship? What's blocking this relationship? Seeking perfection. Everyone has flaws. Choose Only 5 must-haves and deal breakers that matter. Yeah. I told y'all, I got an idea where this is coming from. I mean, I got an idea where we're going with this. Lastly, does this person love this person or not? Does this person love them or not? There is like a heavy energy that is coming to me. Okay? Like a deep, heavy energy. Here go the blue rose. Remember we talked about the blue rose in the earworm? We're definitely not on the same page. Out of sync. Remember in the earworm, he said, they trying to bring you flowers, but you prefer your roses blue. You prefer the coldness. You prefer the callousness. You don't really want love. You like that abusive, toxic stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's see what is going on here. Okay. Now, person A, I feel like person A has to make decisions and think about it. They're stuck between either two people or two paths. They want to stay or go. Okay. So they're in this decision point. All right. Which is possibly why they're feeling the world. I'm telling you, it could be a lot of earth energy in this reading, because we have the earth here. We have earth here. We have earth-like looking energy here. We have mountains here. Okay. They're needing to take action quickly. Or if they're going to crash. And this is not an easy fleet for them, okay? They're just not ready. They feel imprisoned. Could be internally imprisoned. They possibly are looking for perfection. Because when you're not healed, you look at everything as being a deal breaker, right? Because it goes against what you're comfortable with. And there tends to be some misalignments. So there is a coldness here. Like there's no nothing here. All right. Person B could be trying to get readings, right? To get an understanding of what's going on with this situation. They're probably looking for a conflict resolution. They're looking to compromise, making amends, hoping for positive outcomes. They're trying to keep their promise. They are tiptoeing around though. Okay, they may feel like they're trying to avoid being caught. They're acting shady and possibly are here for financial reasons. Okay, like they benefit from this connection in one capacity or the other. All right, this is an interesting feeling. I can't describe it, y'all. But if y'all ready to get into this reading, I need y'all to find those drums again. Let's find those drums and let's go ahead and figure out whose business we about to get into. Because y'all, I don't even know what to say about this no more. All right, here we go. Drum roll. There's a heavy energy that is here. Like it's making me sleepy. That's how heavy the energy is. I don't know who or what, but If this message is resonating with you, you have a lot of things that you need to work on. Respectfully. Like heavy. Okay, heavy. All right, person A. When we shift from insights to energy, potential parties that are involved, I read for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. If these messages don't resonate with you for verbatim, it is okay. You don't have to tell me that. I might not be talking to you. Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. Okay? Now, person A. Well, this makes a whole lot of sense. Didn't I tell y'all there's a heaviness here? This makes a whole lot of sense. Person A is coming in as a Tower in reverse. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy coming in. Personal transformation, a fear of change, averting or delayed disaster. Didn't I tell y'all immediate action is required? Immediate action is required, okay? Hey. This person is coming in as disaster, suffering, collapse, stormy time, restlessness. Okay? You coming in as a that explains the heaviness of the energy right there alone with that Tower card. Okay? Whew. That's a little bit of a relief there. All right? Now, person B. That makes me feel a little bit better. Now I'm understanding. I've been telling y'all, there is a heaviness here. There is a heaviness here. And said heaviness, like when I saw that Tower card, I feel so relieved already. It's like, whew, okay? Person B here is a Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, which is interesting because I've been talking about the energy of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius right now in the astrology right now, okay? And remember I told y'all this is about the collective. Remember I talked about that already, okay? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you're coming in as a star card, upright. Hope, calm, faith, purpose, renewal, spirituality, fortune, good omen, and rejuvenation. Woo, child. This person is really hoping, person B is really hoping that they can fix this situation with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I don't feel like that's going to happen. I feel like Aries, Leo, Sagittarius got drama they need to deal with. Woo, Lord, help. If y'all ready to get into this read, I need y'all to find these magnifying glasses. We ain't judging nobody. We are not judging, but we are, going to zoom in, get into your business, baby. We about to get into your business, child. Then we going to zoom on out. We listening. We not judging, right? All right, y'all. Here we go.
I should have followed my own. I should have followed my own intuition. I should have followed my own. I knew it. I should have followed my own. 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 Willing.
Whew. There is a. My immediate reaction is that this was never supposed to happen to begin with. This connection was never supposed to happen to begin with. You needed each other for a moment, but was not supposed to be a lifelong thing. This was a seasonal karmic situation, okay? That's my first summation. Somebody was impressed by the way that somebody looked and how they moved externally. But it feels as though once they really got to know you on the inside, they felt guilty for wanting to jump ship. like once they started to get to know you, they weren't impressed with you so much anymore that they wanted to leave a long time ago, but they felt like they would be abandoning you. So where I'm going with this is, you know how when you get to know people, you meet people and you start learning things about them, they kind of felt as though they felt like they would be letting you down if they abandoned you, even though they kind of knew immediately that this was like, ooh, this ain't really what I thought I was getting myself into. Okay? That's kind of like what I'm picking up on. And so if you're being honest and reflective of that energy, it definitely feels as though like you've seen where they pulled back. You've seen where they really haven't been as open and receptive as they would have been normally or typically. Yeah, this is weird. This is a weird energy. All right, I'm gonna get to these cards. All right, because I don't think y'all have ever seen me struggle like this. But I'm trying to articulate this feeling. All right, person name, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are coming in right now as the Knight of Swords in reverse. There is a delay, a stagnation here that has been here for quite some time. It goes back to refusing to do the work, refusing to do the healing, refusing to look at yourself. You're coming in as thinking that everybody else is the problem but you. Okay? Everybody else is the problem but you. All right? Everybody else is doing you so dirty. Instead of looking at yourself and being like, well, maybe I'm the one who's already dirty. And I'm using that in as a definitive, descriptive way, not necessarily calling you dirty. But what I'm saying is, when I made that statement, if you got ketchup on your shirt, fresh ketchup on your shirt, and I give you a hug, I now have fresh ketchup on my shirt too, right? So, or you now have fresh ketchup on your shirt. I forgot how I said it. Either way it goes. The question is, who got who dirty? I can't blame you for getting ketchup on me if I already had it on me. You understand what I'm saying? So instead of me being apologetic that I now got you messed up, I'm blaming you for something I already had. It goes back to what I was saying earlier in the insights piece about the difference between accountability and responsibility when it comes to relationships. And Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you have spent an insurmountable amount of time trying to delay doing the inner work, delay healing, delay reflecting on those things, that those situations in your past that have, yes, they made you who you are, but you're walking around here being cold. You're walking around here not being loving, not being kind, not being compassionate. You're walking around with this air that is everybody else but you. You're self-imprisoned in your own mind. Like you've put yourself in this space because you keep looking for things in other people that you don't even possess within yourself. You keep going, meeting people, trashing people. It's like, it reminds me of the Bible scripture. Don't go trying to, talk about the twinkle in somebody else's eye, but you won't get it out your own first. Like, you keep trying to diagnose everybody else as narcissistic, arrogant, selfish, conniving. You know, all those negative descriptive words that people like to put labels on people. But then you are a reflection of that. You're behaving narcissistically. You're being very arrogant and ego-driven. Shadow, surface level. Nobody can ever get to know you for who you really are because you keep putting up these boundaries, making it difficult for people to get to know you, making it difficult for somebody to want to love you. And it's repulsive. It is so like, ugh. You know, like the energy is so stank. But what Spirit is also saying is that now is the time. You have to make a decision, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, to do the healing. Because if you don't do the work now, you're going to crash. You're going to crash. You're going to put yourself in a position where you're going to start losing. And as I look at both of these cards, the decisions, contemplation, and the mountain card, both of these have like mountains on it. So this ain't going to be no easy thing. You're going to have to come up the rough side of the mountain. You got to do some hard, deep work that I don't think you're necessarily ready to do, which is why you have been comfortable in your self-imprisonment. You've been comfortable with living in denial. You've been comfortable with avoiding, dismissing, pretending. You've been resistant. And that's why that energy has come up in the foundational energy with this Tower card. You need to go through a personal transformation. It's time for you to do that work. But because you refuse to acknowledge it, you keep blaming everybody else for your hurt and your trauma. When do you take responsibility for your own stuff? When do you take responsibility for the things that you allowed to have happen to you?
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
You got to learn how to own your own. And you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. So now you don't hit a stagnant point in your life. You can run from relationship to relationship all you want to. Baby, what is in you will come out of you. How many times do I have to tell y'all that? What is in you will come out of you. You wondering why you can't find love? Child, it's because you ain't giving it. You want to meet people that's cold and disconnected? Well, this is why. Because you're cold and disconnected. You're aloof. You're not open. You're not receptive. You're not joyful. You have no positive emotions coming out of you. You smiling. Ain't nothing warm about this. Ain't nothing pleasurable about this. Ain't nothing beautiful about this. Let's keep it real. You got some work to overcome. You got some things you need to be focusing on. And the time is ticking. It's time for you to tap into your inner strength. Like, you can't avoid this anymore. I feel like you may have been dreaming of ancestors, like grandparents, people who have passed on, who are very close to you. You may have been seeing them in dreams. You may have been hearing their names and or may have been in a heavy nostalgic state lately, thinking about them, thinking about things from the past. That is the way that you are being reminded to not alienate yourself. Like, things around you are changing. Maybe you're being impacted by a work change that is going to free up your time. You got schedule changes that are freeing up your, like, you have all of these things happening around you to where you're being forced to sit down by spirit and to reflect and to get some clarity and understand that you can make your life be whatever you want it to be. But instead, you're disempowering yourself out of fear. Because you're too afraid to look at your own life and the things that you've been through and to cleanse your emotional heart space. That's what this is about. Whew, child, that was a lot. We just on one card, okay? Aries, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You're coming in with the Page of Wands. They've been evaluating and assessing this situation for quite some time. They've been in their mind about it. Remember, part of this Gemini and Aquarius energy is very thoughtful, very meticulous, very calculating, right? This energy is coming through as they've been trying to determine whether or not they really have what it takes to really see this through. And as I mentioned previously, honest to God, they kind of like want to walk out on you. They really do. But they feel guilty for thinking that because they know that your whole life, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, somebody's been leaving you. Somebody's been abandoning you high and dry. You know, that's that badge we've been talking about, how y'all wear y'all traumas. And I'm saying y'all because I'm talking to y'all, but we all do it. Y'all know how we wear our traumas on our sleeve like it's a badge of honor. Okay? That's what this other person been doing. And this person has been trying to say, okay, let me look at this real carefully and see, do I even have what it takes to really show up for this person in the capacity that I think I'm able to show up for this person in this capacity? They're trying to decide if they want to do this or not. Now, the positives in this is that there has been a hope that things would restore and come back out of this distant, cold state. Like, so what I mean by that is, maybe when y'all first met, things were a little bit more warm, a little bit more friendly, a little bit more engaging. But it feels like you guys have hit that stumbling block of, okay, the wall is being built and this person, anytime things get too emotional for them, they shut down. Like, they just shut down. They put themselves in a predicament where they don't want to acknowledge what is happening. They'd rather avoid it. And I said that earlier, but they have a very strong avoidant personality. Like, they just don't want to be bothered with it. And it's crazy because this is your stuff. Like, what you mean you don't want to be bothered with your, these are your stuff. These are your feelings. These are your emotions. You don't want to. Okay, cool. The consequence here is the Six of Wands. Okay. The consequence is that this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius thinks that they can do this. The question is, does Aries, Leo, Sagittarius want to do this? This is a very conditional, good morning. This is a very conditional situation here. So this, as I said before, this feels very karmic. Okay? This feels very karmic. It doesn't feel like this is a long-term situation. I even said that this was not supposed to be a long-term situation. I said in the beginning, this was one of those things where y'all was just supposed to be seasonal. Y'all just got together. And now this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius has completely downed this Aries, Leo, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that now it's more of a burden than it is a piece of pride, right? This has become very burdensome. I don't know why I feel like y'all live together. Or there's some type of financial benefit from this person being with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's some type of arrangement, financial arrangement, that is also fostering this need of there being a promise kept and some conflict resolution. It also ties into why this person is tiptoeing around you. Okay? It's a definite heavy energy. Oh my gosh. All right. Now, what is this trying to teach you? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We talked about it already, but you got to let go of the past. You got to let go of the past. You got to deal with your stuff. If you don't start confronting those things that are weighing you down in this prison that you're in, you're going to crash out. Immediate action is required of you. You wonder why you feel in the world because you're not using your inner strength to do the work. You can't understand why you're just not finding the person that you're looking for. Well, maybe you need to stop looking for perfection. You wondering why you're not feeling like that cohesiveness with other people because you're not on the same page. You're not on the same page because you're not being authentic. You're not being genuine. You're not being sincere. Why are you not being any of those things, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? Because you don't even know who you are. You don't even know who you are. You're putting on all these airs, all this ego, all this show, wearing all these masks, having everybody thinking, ooh, I just got a picture of Nicki Minaj, who is very much so a Sagittarius. Okay? Y'all know how Nicki on the outside, when y'all see Nicki, everybody say, oh, it's Nicki, it's Nicki. Oh, Nicki, right? But when you really assess the things that she says and does, you know she's not happy. She is miserable. A happy person would never do the things that she does. Y'all notice she can't never stay cool with anybody? Y'all notice that? She can never keep friends. She falls out with everybody. She has an issue with everybody. Case in point, at what point are you the mother-loving problem? At what point is it you? You run, I mean, like, I'm just using her as an illustrative, okay? As illustrative. She can be competitive all she wants, but the only person you really should be in competition with is you. That's all I'm saying. Be better because you want to be better. When you keep putting, like, if you think you're the best, there is no competition, right? If I think I'm that girl, I'm not looking at what somebody else is saying and doing because it's irrelevant. Like, instead of like having that Beyonce-like energy, and I'm not a Beyonce fan, but I'm just using it for illustrative purposes. Instead of being in competition with me, I'm not looking at what y'all doing. I'm looking at what I'm doing. You understand? You worried about all of the wrong things. That's the energy that I'm getting from this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That is a great, thank you, Spirit. That is a great analogy. That is a great descriptor of what I'm talking about. You're putting on these airs. You're putting on this false sense of confidence and arrogance about who you are. And this other person just wanted to get to know you. And now that they started to get to know you, again, if I'm not talking to you, then this is not for you. That's not what I'm saying. And you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. So don't do that. Don't do that. In this instance, this is who this person is. They're putting on these airs about who they are. And when the criticism comes and when people are starting to point out to their attention, bring to their attention the things that they're doing that are a little bit offensive and a little bit jarring about them, they're unwilling to receive it because they don't want to hear it because they're not doing the work. That's what I'm saying. And that's obvious in the cards that have come up. This person has been avoiding getting to this point. This person has been avoiding confronting the dark thing. They really are going through a dark night of the soul moment. I'm going to be honest with you. They've been avoiding it for so doggone long that their world is about to come crashing down. Wow. Remember when we talked about this inner strength card here, right? And I said, look at her. She's stressed out. It is costing you more to avoid the pain of your past than it is for you to face it and heal it and deal with it. It is costing you more to walk around and to pretend like I'm not bothered by this. But really on the inside, that person in you is crying, grieving, screaming. Like this is a very ugly, dark energy. And that's why this is trying to teach you that you got to let go. Like I know we've been talking for quite some time, but if you really go back and listen to the beginning of the reading, it will all make sense. Just going back and listen to the beginning again. This person has been holding on to things that happened in the past, hoping for things to turn around, and they're hurt and disappointed that things didn't change the way they thought that they was going to change. They holding on to past traumas. And here you got somebody else coming in your life trying to show up and show out for you and be there for you and be supportive and love you and see you through this, and you over here just dropping a ball. Wow. What you need to do to heal is stop waiting for this time to come. The time ain't gonna never come. There's never a right time to do the work. It's never a right time to it's never a right time to work on your stuff. This is about you learning how to own your. You got to be responsible for the things that you subject yourself to. I feel like this person, this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is so lost right now. They are so lost right now. And I don't feel like you guys have ever heard me say that about anybody. This person is so lost within them. I believe that this imprisonment card is very much so reflective of where they are mentally. They have locked themselves away and thrown away the key. You can free yourself at any point in time, but you avoiding it. And the question is why? On the outside of you, you look so good. It's that analogy I've given you guys before about fruit. You know how you buy fresh fruit and the fruit looks so good, look like it's going to be so sweet. You about ready to bust that thing open and just suck up all the, think you about to go, chef's kiss, right? You bite into that piece of fruit, that thing so bitter and nasty, ain't got a taste in the world. You like, what in a genetically modified piece of fruit is this? It's the same thing dealing with this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. They are not in a good space, have not been in a good space for a very long time. And it continues to progressively get worse because they refuse to acknowledge their own stuff. They are trying to avoid it. Listen, it's like a garbage can, okay? You can pack as much trash as you want to in a garbage can. You can keep pushing it down all you want to. But eventually, there's no more room. There is no more capacity. The garbage is going to start to overflow. That is how your heart is right now, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are trying to avoid taking out the trash because it's inconvenient. You feel like it's inconvenient. You feel like it's never the right time to take the trash out. And what Spirit is telling you is it's time for you to own your own. It is time. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. At any point in time, you could change your scenario. At any point in time, you could be whoever you want to be. You could do whatever you want to do. But you're choosing to stay in this rut. And whatever you don't change, you choose. You're choosing this. It's time for you to get that moment of clarity. It is time for you to get that moment of clarity. That's what all this is about. Leading up, everything that we've talked about for the past hour and a half is leading up to this moment of clarity that is mission critical for you. You're struggling because you don't want to do the work. You're struggling because you don't want to face reality. And you wonder why your life is not going in the direction that you want it to go in. Because you're going against the flow. You're never going to walk into the season that God has for you because you don't even want to go in the direction He's trying to get you to go in. God is over here trying to get you to go. He using your ancestors, putting people in your life, trying to send you smoke signals, shutting down doors, closing doors, shutting down windows. Everything that you had that was keeping you distracted from healing and doing the work has been decommissioned. And you've been avoiding this for so long. But baby, the time is here. The time is here. I'm trying to tell you, you can avoid it all you want to, sugar. You can keep trying to run. You can keep running like Gap Band. You can do all you want to. God is a perfect gentleman. He gonna ask you once nicely. After that, everything else comes by force. And that's exactly what you got going on right now. Ooh, oh my God. It took us all day just to say that. My Lord. This is about you being stubborn. This is about you being hard-headed. This is about you not wanting to face reality. You don't want nobody criticizing you. Good morning. You don't want nobody criticizing you. This ain't nobody over here even trying to make you, feel no type of way. Nobody's trying to hurt you. But see, you so defensive now that you see everything as a threat. And this person that has been in your life came to show you a good time, but they also coming to show you that healing is possible. You about to run this poor person off. They done took whatever they could. They done took listen, baby. They done took the best that they could take off of you, okay? They done gave you the best that they got, and you still over here with the shenanigans, being difficult. Like, I'm gonna need for you to stop. It's time for you to pull back. It is time for you to pull back your energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it's time for you to get selfish and work on you. This is about the inner workings of you. This is about the inner workings of you. The person that I'm talking about could like Polar sausages. I just got a taste of a Polar sausages. Like a Chicago style Polar sausage. And let me tell you why this is important. I don't eat red meat. I don't eat red meat. I haven't had red meat in almost 3 years. I don't eat red meat. So I have no reason to be tasting Polar sausages right now. But the person that I'm talking about may love Polar sausages. May love like Chicago style Polar sausages, okay? Yeah. The new beginning that you're looking for comes from within you. You want to feel secure. You want to feel comfortable. You want to feel confident. The only way you're going to get to that point is if and when you start to process and deal with your own emotions. You keep pointing the finger at everybody else, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Newsflash, you are the freaking problem. It's almost a toxic behavior. You're going around here pointing the finger at everybody else, and it's a you problem.
Survey said.
You just got to do it. You got to face your own reality, baby. Oh. You lack the motivation. That's the problem. You want something, but you don't want to work for it. Ain't your heart heavy enough? Ain't your tears sad enough? Ain't you tired of dealing with this? You ought to be tired. You ought to be so sick of dealing with this. Because you running. You running. You keep running. You running like the damn Gap Band. Keep running. Keep on running. Whew, Jesus. Stop trying to avoid clarity. Stop trying to work on your stuff like mercy. The love that you're looking for in other people comes from within you. But you don't even know how to get there. You don't even know what to do. You don't know how to, what? Stop it, I say. Until you face the darkness of your past, you will never come to realize that there is no such thing as ghost. You scared of the dark. You could keep running to the future, looking for everybody to light up your room, light up your space. But until you come to realize that you are the dark cloud that you keep trying to avoid, there ain't no light in the world that's going to get you in a happy place. I'm sorry. This is a you problem. This is why this is going to require your strength. You need to go and dig up your own past. You got to get in the place as I started out this reading. You got to get still. You got to reflect. You got to assess. You got to acknowledge. Identify and label your feelings and your emotions. Be responsible for the things that you have allowed in your life and place the accountability where it belongs appropriately. But it's nobody else is the problem. You are your own problem. And you've been running around here deceiving and defrauding the public, making it seem like you got your shit together when you don't. That's the ego. That's the ego. You so hypersensitive to when people give you feedback. You can't even accept a critical statement that is here to help you grow and to evolve. Because you so sensitive, can't nobody tell you boo. But you know why you really a ticking time bomb? It's because you running around here trying to keep suppressing the things that you need to deal with because you're trying to avoid reality. You are hurt. You are wounded. You are broken. You are never going to find love like that. You keep wondering why you keep finding these karmic partners who are so narcissistic and selfish and blah, 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 blah. It's a reflection of you. What is in you is coming out of you. And I never understood that until now. I used to hate when people would say that. What is it about you? What is it about me? Make it make sense. And once you start getting to that point when you be like, dang, what is it about me? Go sit still, read you a book, and figure it out. I'm telling y'all, this book here, I'm not promoting them because I'm getting compensated. That's not it at all. I'm not at all. But this book here will help you understand. Let me tell you, I go to therapy. I got to go to therapy. I need help. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that I can't, because I the hell if I do. Shut, child, please, okay? Please and child and please and thank you and please. There's things that I've been doing in therapy, things that my therapists have been telling me, that when I read this book, it started to make sense. Because what she was telling me was kind of going over my head. I showed y'all this page before. And I told y'all about how this opened up my eyes when I read about the wound of rejection. And I started to actually understand what that meant. What triggers me? What is the root program belief? What is the primary emotion? What are some of the traumas that infiltrate that type of wound? What does that mean for my inner child? What are some of the thoughts that I have? What are the defense mechanisms and how does that show up? How does that show up in some of my relationship problems? What is the approach to those challenges? What is it trying to teach me? The individual healing that needs to occur. How do you affirm it? How do you, if you come with a partner or you come across a partner, because every partner's got freaking issues. Hello, listen, it already told you, you've been looking for perfection. There is no such thing as perfection. Everybody got a trauma bond. Everybody been wounded. Everybody been hurt. Everybody dealing with something. So now, when I meet somebody, I can help them to understand what I need from them for me to feel safe. I'm just using me as an example. Because I'm tired of you feeling like I'm beating you up over here. And I'm not. This is the message that is for you. If this message resonates with you, this is the message that is for you. And if it don't resonate, that is fine. This ain't the message for you today, boo. Stop trying to own something that ain't yours. You colonizer. Everything ain't about you. But I recommend strongly that you guys get this book. The link is in the description box below if you watch the playback. But get it and heal yourself. Work on it. Because I'm telling you, the more I process what I'm reading in that book, the more when I listen to other people speak, I hear it. And now I understand what other people say too. When you heal, you see other people's hurts. I didn't get it before, but now I do. I was having dinner with an old friend, well, not an old friend, but a friend of mine that I went to college with. And she was sharing some things with me that was very vulnerable and very personable. And I leaned into that conversation because it made me curious. I said, oh, wow, this is interesting. I just read about this yesterday. So I started asking her questions. Not because I was trying to shame her. Not because I was trying to hurt her. But because I wanted to be more supportive of her and her journey. Not only that, but it also offered clarity to what I was understanding. Now I got wisdom. Now I have discernment. Now I have understanding. Now I can have a greater patience and empathy for you people. Because now I see it and I recognize it. But for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, running around here trying to shame other people, you so quick to cut other people off, you so quick to call other people out about their stuff, baby, deal with yours first. I had to say that with my chest. Here go that stress again with that 9 of Swords. This is why you ain't happy. This is why you not happy. Yeah. This is keeping you up at night. Inner strength. It already came out. Remember when I asked that question about how this is showing up in our lives? Right here. It came out again. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you cannot hide. Spirit has said, I'm tired of playing with you. Little girl, little boy, whoever you are, little person, whatever. I'm tired of dealing with you. That's why this tower is here. Remember I told y'all this is a very heavy energy. Very heavy energy. You cannot get away with avoidance anymore. Whew. Let's close this out because I feel like I done said a mouthful this morning. Let's close this out and then we'll come back with final thoughts. Here we go. Wow. I can't make this up. I cannot make this up, y'all. I literally just picked up my cards. Look what's at the bottom of the deck. Heartbreak. This is about heartbreak. You running from the things of your past because you don't want to admit that your heart is broken. I did say those words exactly earlier in the live. I said you are broken. I did say that. Newsflash, everybody done had their heart broken. Keep on living. If you could sit here and tell me you today's years old and never had a heartbreak, for me, today's years old is 40. I'm about to be 41 years old. I would be lying to you if I told you I never had my heart broken. Like, what the hell? I got 3 good breaks in me right now. Or maybe 3 good cracks and 1 good break. I don't know. The point is, we all got something. We all got something. We all dealing with our own drama, our own heartbreak, our own something. I mean, like, everybody's dealing with something. But you trying to walk around here acting like you living in a glass house, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's what we talking about. Heartbreak. What is that? I've never had my heart broken. I would never let someone break my heart. Like, you can't leave me. I leave people. You understand? You can't leave me. I leave people. You know, like, what? You can't leave me. I leave people. Like, get your head out your ass, okay? So I got a question on YouTube that is asking, how did the heart get broken? And I did not cover that from this particular relationship, dope boy. However, it does feel like it's like childhood issues, childhood traumas. The way this person was growing up, the people that was entrusted this person, or I keep going back to childhood traumas. Okay, this is more of a childhood trauma and like how they were growing up. The lack of trust here for other people. That's where, like, if I were you, dope boy, I would go back, because I know you came in midstream. Go back and watch the beginning of the reading, okay? After the reading is the live is over, go back and watch it. The reason why I'm telling all of you guys to go back and watch it is because when I started out the reading with the insight section, I talked about it, and the way that the energy was coming across to me, it was hard for me to articulate. Okay? But as I circle back, it's making sense to me now. So that's why I'm telling you to go back and to watch the beginning of the reading, okay? Because that heartbreak did not come from this connection at all. I feel like there is a person who is here in this relationship who feels guilty for wanting to leave this person alone because they're not getting what they need. But this person is just here by proxy. They're not, it is very much so a karmic partnership. This reading really ain't got nothing to do with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius at all. They just here because we did a relationship reading. This reading has been 100% focused on Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Absolutely. So I hope I answered your question. Now, this is about them dealing with their heartbreak, the fallout of their own shenanigans. They got to do better. And they don't want to do better. That's the sad part. Like, they keep fighting it. They are so resistant. That's why that Tower card came out as a foundational energy. It's time for them to face reality. With this Queen of Cups, you don't have nothing to give nobody. You don't have anything to give anybody. That's why I told you a minute ago, it's time for you to get selfish and focus on you. Pull back your energy. Work on healing and fix yourself. You don't have nothing to give nobody else. No more. You have no emotions. Stop walking around here acting like you got something to give. You ain't got nothing to give. Nothing to give at all. This is like, you know, you going, somebody asking to borrow money from you, but you ain't got no money to give. This is similar to that. Somebody asking you for love and you ain't got no love to give. Once you start to realize that you need to work on your own inner healing and do the work within you, you will start to realize that you had control over your life this whole time. That already came out here with this abundance card. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Once you start realizing that you've been hurt all this time, you've been carrying around trash and trauma wounds and bonds and this and that and the third. Once you realize that your cup was empty and you had nothing else to give, you start really working on yourself and start putting your energy in a better space and a better place. You will start to see things coming together. You will start to see how life can be so much more beautiful. The grass is actually green. The sun actually shines. The sky is actually blue. You will start to see those things. Remember, I called it a dark cloud. You are the dark cloud, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are. It ain't nobody else. Because over here, the sun is shining. But over there, ooh. And you have some people who think that they got the savior complex. Well, they don't think but they have it. They want to come in on their horse and they want to be the knight in shiny armor. They think they can fix everybody's trauma. That was Aries, Leo, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They were very hopeful. That's why they still sticking around, trying to keep a promise. They tiptoeing around. They hoping for conflict resolution, trying to go get readings, trying to make sense of what's going on here. But the reality is, you should have left this alone a long time ago. It's almost like going to the grocery store and buying groceries. And when you get to the checkout line, you realize that the can or the box, whatever that you're trying to buy, is open. Why would you buy a damaged box, is unbeknownst to me? But they did. Oh, it's okay. I can just go home and tape it up. It was other opportunities available for you to get something else that was ready, that was healed. But they decided that they was going to stay here and stick it out. And I do feel like money got something to deal with it. As you start to do the work, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, as you start to heal yourself and you really start to confront those negative feelings and emotions that has been, those negative feelings and emotions that have been plaguing you for quite some time, as you start to confront people and hold them accountable, this definitely absolutely feels like a childhood drama from a parent. A childhood trauma from a parent. I feel like once you start confronting those people and holding them accountable and accepting responsibility for what has happened, there may be a lot of people gossiping. Okay? And because they don't understand where this is coming from. It's going to come out of the clear blue sky. They're going to be like, what the hell is wrong with... I use Nicki Minaj as an example. I'm going to go back to that one. Y'all know how she get on Twitter and just start spruing and throwing people under the bus and saying all this stuff. And you just be like, what? Now what's wrong with you? That's kind of like how this energy is going to be. Like a now what? Where is this coming from? What brought this on? I am so confused. How did we get here? That's the energy that I'm getting here. But really, it's just you taking back your power and putting shit where it belongs. I'm going to be responsible for what I allowed. But I'm going to make you accountable for what you've done. And you ain't got to acknowledge it today. You ain't got to honor it today. But I'm getting it out of my house today. A tip that I've learned in therapy is to compartmentalize and put things in boxes. Now, you may say, Mimi, what does that mean? So, for example, a lot of us have trauma bonds with our parents. And so, for me, I have come up with a theory of a box. And I labeled the box. And when it's something I don't feel like dealing with, I go put it mentally in that box. So, for example, in my garage, if I put something in my garage, I have no intentions on going to deal with that ever. Ever. If it goes to the garage, it's a black hole for trash. Okay? Last summer, I went out and I cleaned out my garage and I had so much trash, I had to call the big folks to come and pick up the trash. It was boxes and all these things stacked up outside. Somebody could have had a field day just scrummaging through all that stuff. It took me 4 years to go outside and put all that stuff on the thing. 4 years. But I did it. I did it in my own time. Okay? And that's the compartmentalization that my therapist taught me. When you get overwhelmed with things and inundated with things and you don't feel like you have the capacity to deal with it, put it aside, but come back to it on your own time on another day. So what I'm telling you is, don't just go start throwing stuff. Oh, let me put you in this box. Let me put you. I'm not saying that at all. I'm telling you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it's time for you to deal with your stuff. You accept responsibility. You put people accountable. You label and identify your feelings and your emotions. And you put things where they belong so that your heart space can be free. So that you can truly attract love. And you can truly attract admiration. And you can truly attract the things that are meant for you. But you need to stop blaming everybody else. Just stop blaming everybody else for your stuff. You the one that's hoarding drama. You the one that's hoarding trauma. You the one that's walking around here putting pain in your back pocket. Carrying it around for safety purposes. You sound crazy. And then you wonder why you're not sleeping at night. You wonder when life gets quiet and the lights go out and everybody go home in the evening, you wondering why you by yourself. You wondering why you don't have that intimacy and that true connection and that true camaraderie. Because what was in you was so offensive and repulsive that you couldn't connect with nobody genuinely and sincerely. And I'm not speaking from a place of judgment. I'm speaking from a place of support. If nobody's ever told you, let this be your message. When you walk around with knives coming out of you, it's only a matter of time for you to take one of them knives and stab and cut somebody else. Because what's in you will come out of you. It's time for you to change your perspective. It's time for you to focus on healing. You don't need to make an announcement. Just do it. Do it and do it now. And I said that in the beginning of this reading when this mountain card came out. I said immediate action is required. Immediately. You don't have no more time to shuck and jive. You don't have no more time to bullshit. You don't have no more time to play around. It is time for you to do the work that you need to do for you right now. You can't avoid it no more. God gave you the warning and asked you nicely. And then you just kept on bullshitting around. And now what's happening, whether or not you want it to happen or not. You can no longer continue to act like your heart is not broken. And wondering why you can't find love. Whew, that was heavy. I don't have nothing else to say about that. That was heavy. That was heavy. This is about you getting the clarity that you need. This is about you breaking those patterns. Remember, the card says, listening to the ancestors, inherited patterns, childhood traumas. Hello. Childhood traumas, right? Traditions. Traditions are values, things that you have been taught, that you hold on to. Integrated wisdom versus knowledge. Let's look that up. What does integrated wisdom mean? And then I'm getting out of here because I feel like I done beat this horse. Integrated wisdom refers to the ability to combine knowledge from various sources, experiences, and perspectives into a holistic understanding, allowing for sound judgment and action based on a deep comprehension of complex situations. Essentially meaning wisdom that is not compartmentalized, but seamlessly incorporated across different aspects of life and thought. Okay? A quick summation is integrating the wisdom we gain from every mistake, challenge, and trauma. Integrated wisdom we gain from every mistake, challenge, trauma, and heartbreak is how people grow, heal, and move forward. Wow. Is that not what we've been talking about all morning, y'all? I said all of that without even knowing what that even meant. Spirit just said, look it up. There's a whole website on this by a lady named Emily Go. Emily, Gough. She had an episode, a podcast called Room to Grow, and this was episode 320, called Integration of Wisdom. Wow. Wow. That's all I can say is wow. I can't believe it. Wow. Wow. All right. With that being said, I want to thank y'all for tuning into the Pisces Tarot Experience. I know this was a heavy read, but I want to thank you for rocking out with me for the past 2 hours. If you've enjoyed this reading, go ahead and be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mimi Lightseer for additional content. Remember, you can replay this reading at any time if you need some guidance, so go ahead and bookmark it, okay? And that way you'll have easy access to it later, all right? I love hearing from you, so please continue to share your thoughts and your insights in the comment section below. Listen, some of y'all be in my inbox telling me like how these messages resonate, and I appreciate it. Because sometimes when I'm sitting up here doing what I'm doing because I don't know specifically who I'm talking to every time, it makes me feel like I'm crazy. It does. Because I be like, this cannot be real. But when I'm talking to you guys and you guys are like, oh my God, Mimi, that was so me. Like, I appreciate that because it lets me know that my gifts and my talents are being used for greater glory and for true healing and illumination, which is what my sole purpose is for doing this. It's to help others and it's for the betterment of others. It really, truly is. And I know that sometimes the messages come across harsh and sound very agitated or irritated or whatever. That's not really me coming through as much as it is the spirit, the frustration of the spirit that is trying to come through and communicate and get through to you. It ain't gonna always be warm and fuzzy, okay? But if these messages did resonate with you, go ahead and share your comments in the section below. And if you enjoyed today's experience, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I am also booking readings at PiscesTarot.com. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and feel free to reach out. But that is the only way that I book readings is through my website at PiscesTarot.com. A huge thank you again to everybody who participated in today's conversation. A warm welcome to all of our followers and subscribers. Lastly, y'all, remember, everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be patient, be kind, and be gentle with others as much as you can be with yourself. How other people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is, okay? Leave a little love everywhere you go today. And I will see you next time. Mañana. Bye-bye.
Thank you.